A lot of you have been asking us to look into the confessed shooter's background and his family. One viewer said they saw a Facebook post claiming the father is a twice convicted felon. They went on to say, if true, that would make his gun ownership illegal. Please verify. So the KHOU 11 Verified team dug into Antonius Pagorchi's criminal background in Texas and across the country. And we found the only run-ins he's had with the law are tickets for speeding and for illegal dumping, both just minor violations. So we can verify a post claiming the father is a twice convicted felon is false and that he can legally own a gun. By the way, is there something you want our Verify team to look into for you? Go ahead, email verify@khou.com or reach out to them on Facebook or Twitter using the hashtag KHOU Verify.